Like, there was some funny stuff went on.
Give us your best story.
Not
What you
gonna
got?
say too much.
What springs to mind? Like the best story from that era and travelling, being on the World Cup scene.
Yeah, like who are your homies then?
Yeah.
Who you
There's
like?
quite a few. Well, it's obviously the Brits used to hang out with each other and stuff like that. So obviously like Petey Warner. Warner always used to play up, obviously, like, you know, like he does. Yeah, Pages, hang out with Pagey. All the Irish, really, you know, Glyn O'Brien and all that lot. So yeah, it was a fun group of people. Like, they weren't, you know, we're going out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, out. And it
Before the race.
got pretty messy. No.
After the race.
Always afters, yeah.
Okay.
Because it was like, I think the World Cups were on like the Saturday, sometimes on the Sunday, but they'd cross over. So, and the British ones, you'd have the downhills before the cross country. So the downhill would end and then everyone would kick off, and the cross country guys didn't like it because they were racing the next day, so they couldn't get any sleep and they'll kick off. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, but yeah, there was, I think, best sort of results and stuff back then. Me and Pagey, it's probably at Nevergale. It's one of the first ones I did, probably on the ATX1. Qualifying, come up top 70 qualified basically, and it was wet as hell. Funny enough, Ollie. And
last time you rode in the wet.
Literally was the last time I rode in the wet. Yeah. And you know, we come down, and I thought, oh, that's fucking awful. I said to Paige, how do you reckon you got on? He said, it's fucking awful, really bad. Anyway, looking at results, I thought we're going to be not even qualified on that. So you'd look up there, and it's like 70s, no, 60s, no, 50s, no, 30s. What the hell? Like, I think I was 31 or something.
No
And
way.
Pagey was 22nd. This is in qualifying, and I'm like, game on. Like, if I can not paddle that whole 300-yard section, you know, I'm on for a good one here. Anyway, I thought, right, my bike's going to be the best it's going to be. Took it to Hope, I think it was, and they did the brakes and rock shocks. Tim Flukes did the forks and stuff, and the bike was pucker. It's probably the best set-up bike I probably ever had.
Wow.
It was an awesome bike. That ATX1 with, like, the rock shocks and stuff on. It was
That
awesome.
was like the yellow, purple, and red one.
Yeah,
nice.
it was a sick bike. Anyway, got to the top. I remember this like it was yesterday. Got to the top, did the old ritual, pull the brakes. Oh, that brake's gone right to the handlebar. Now I look round, Dave Watson's behind me, the guy that jumped the Tour de France.
Yeah. Sombrio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's pissing himself because all the oil's come out of my rear brake. I'm like, fuck. Anyway, and it's raining as well at the time. And I had some Smith tear-offs. And I was sponsored by Smith at the time. And some rain had got in under the thing where I hadn't put them away well enough. So I got up this and that snaps. Now, Dave's laughing again even more. And I'm like, holy fuck, this can't get any worse. So literally, that first straight and round the first corner, I reckon was the fastest anyone's ever done it, because I had no brakes, and it gets to like a moto section where it does it's quite a gnarly sort of section, goes left, right, and then left down quite a steep bank, and because it was so wet, I just come into it so fast, lost the front end, and just cartwheeled down this hill. And like, I was trying to get back to my bike, it seemed like forever, and it must have been over 30 seconds because Watson comes flying around the corner, rides over my bike, and he's pissing himself, laughing still, because obviously from all the shit that's happened in the start thing. Yeah, rides over my bike, and I'm like, that's it, game over. I'm not even going to attempt to ride down the rest of it, because the gnarlier bits are later on, you know, really rocky and stuff. So yeah, I was gutted at that. I was
That's
really
like the
gutted.
one that got away.
Yeah, I knew I could have done pretty well at that. And the other one that I could have done, get out of Squaw Valley. I think I was up, like, well, in the top, I think I was up in the top 20, like at the third checkpoint, something like that. And I knew there's a rock on the inside. And obviously in between the race runs, it gets so worn out, and like it was dry as hell, and it was just falling to bits basically. And the line I'd taken in practice, no one was really taking anymore. So I come on the inside, and the pedal hit a rock and bent the pedal up and ripped all the threads out the cranks. So I was trying to ride down. That's like, so I was like just coasted down. I was gutted. That was spooky times.
Yeah.
But there's a few times I've had a couple of bent pedals. Big Bear as well did that. I was on for quite a good one. So it's bit unfortunate, really, but I think Stellenbosch was probably my best result at 32nd.
Nice.
I think it was, which is all right at one of the first World Cups I've done.
Mate, it's such a list of like interesting places, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, compared to, I feel like now we're largely Europe
Seems that
Yeah.
way, doesn't it?
based. Yeah.
Yeah, South
that
Africa,
way.
Canada.
Do you
Yeah.
do that Japan?
No, I didn't do
Proper
Fuji.
World
no.
Cup.
Yeah.
No, that
Yeah.
looked pretty. Yeah, that's the only one I didn't do that year. So I did the rest of them. But yeah, it was good. Like regularly qualify, which was top 70, which doesn't seem. It seems quite a lot,
Yes.
but it's still quick.
Certainly
You know,
mate,
like yeah, like it was hard. Like some of the tracks were like literally, like the last Mont St. Anne I did, it was pissing it down, and I had the old DH Tioga tyres.
Yeah.
And
Factory DH.
literally, they gripped on nothing. They were like riding like porcelain tubes down the hill, you know. And like, yeah, I might as well not bother to do that. It's like nothing was gripping on anything. And I snapped my seat off at the top on the second compression drop.
Tioga as well.
It was a seat post that
massive
actually broke.
ones.
It was a seat post that actually broke.
Okay. Let them off.
Yeah, so I was like, thank Christ for that, because it was literally I think there was more people broke their arms and wrists on the bottom rock section. Like you had to hit it fast because there was almost bike length gaps in between the rocks, so you had to hit it fast to get over it. You couldn't roll it, and it was like these tracks are getting proper gnarly now for the bikes. Like you almost need more travel on the bikes to make these tracks work.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I think it was Snoqualmie. I think it was a week after St. Anne. That me and Tim were riding down, and like there was a couple of sections, like I think it's 6 foot rock drops at 3 in a row, and it went right hander off a drop, which was pretty much a sheer drop into a corner. And me and Tim, I think we'd done like a run, and we just come up for a second, and they blocked it off, and we were like, "Why you blocked this off?" And so a couple of the American guys are complaining about that it's too gnarly. It's like it's the World Cup.
Yeah.
It's like it's meant to be hard, and like yeah, they took this corner out, and it's like whoa, I just couldn't believe it. Like the section where we actually felt good on, now we're losing because it was just boring the bit round, you know. But it's just weird, like how some of the tracks have evolved. Like you know, Val de Sol stuff like that is gnarly. Like it's pretty gnarly, and like I know some people say, oh, the 29-inch wheels and stuff make it easy and stuff like that. Ride the fuck down that track. You know what I mean? That's gnarly on telly. You go there and have a look at that. That's insane.
Yeah.
The speed they go now over stuff. It's incredible.
How would you have practiced back then? How would you have prepared for the World Cup? Were you ever like, you know, were there like team training camps, or what were you doing to get ready for it?
Not really team training camps, I wouldn't say. Like we went out as groups and rode as just at the local, just rode,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But I mean,
Where?
St. Catherine's Hill, which is like Christchurch, which is still there now. Some few little tracks there and stuff, but
Yeah.
it's such a short hill. Obviously, like you're training for like 3-4 minute downhills, and you've got 20 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to do that. So, yeah, did road riding, gym, just normal stuff. It doesn't appeal to me. Like the gym, I just get bored of it. I need to be a bit more focused on stuff, and the road riding is just boring to me. And like I'd probably get 30 miles and that'd be it. I'd switch off. I'd turn off the road or something. I think before I gave the Giants back, they were knackered because I think one road ride I did, I was like halfway through my ride, it's like I really can't be arsed with this. So I turned off and rode the 2CR across the forest. I think I had 2 flat tyres or something. Just I couldn't be asked to fix it again. You know, it's like, nah, I just need to do something different.
Yeah.
But the downhill side was cool, like, but it's hard. It's not as easy as what people think. It's like to ride a bike downhill. You know, the training regime and stuff like that. Like I went out, I'd be out for a long time training and riding.
Even then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess there's this thing, isn't there? Well, maybe it's not real, but people think that back then it was more of a piss up, but people were actually training as
at
well.
at the right times it was. It was really, really was.
But you put the work in before you get. Yeah.
Yeah, you do it, and you can have that blowout because you've earned it.
Yeah.
And like now, I see a bit more of that coming back in with the Frenchies and stuff. It's cool. It's really cool because it needs that personality back. It went for a stage where there was just like it was just dead, and it didn't seem. I don't know, it's a bit boring.
Yeah.
But now it's like, you know, Piron and Bruni, all them guys are just, and Greg obviously, like, it's just bringing that fun back to it. And like when they get interviewed, it's like it's cool.
Yeah.
They say cool stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's fun. Whereas like it did get to a stage where it was way too serious. I think, although that serious part is still there, they know how to have a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really offend anyone. And it's cool. It's really cool. And like the downhill scene at the moment is rad. Like, so good to see.
Yeah, it is. It is. Let's hope we can watch it next year. I don't know what's going on.
Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
No, that's a story for another day, I think.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy this clip? If so, please like and subscribe. The full episode is available by hitting one of the links on the screen right now, or type The Ride Companion into your favourite podcast app. We've even put links in the show description for you. Cheers!